free this week if you are a Prime member. I forget about it a lot, but sometimes they have some interesting titles on there. Like I know Chroma Squad is super well reviewed. I've never played it personally, but it seems interesting. Tempest, I may have heard of before, but there's some mixed reviews on it, but it kind of looks like Sid Meier's Pirates, and you can play it single player or co-op, so that seems kind of fun to play in co-op. I think Blazing Chrome was kind of like a platformer shooter type games, like Contra and I just forgot the name, but I think it comes up later, so I'll remember it. The one that I always forget the name of the one that I played in like arcade games, like actual arcade cabinets. But what is it? Metal Slug. Yeah. So it looked kind of like Metal Slug. I remember playing both Metal Slug and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Turtles in Time or something like that, in like a pizza place near me when I was growing up. I'm not sure what Trooper Brook is, but you know, that's there. But yeah, there's even more interesting ones down here. Dead in Finland is kind of like a resource management RPG kind of thing, where you're like guiding these people and there isn't like combat, but a lot is like upgrading your stuff and collecting resources and trying to stay alive. But it's pretty fun. I should go back and beat it. I have a lot of games going on. Me and my friend have had lately we've been playing a lot of WoW and a lot of Warhammer 2 Total War. I've had a campaign as what is it? Imric is who I'm playing, and the other new High Elf guy is who he's playing. And it's been going a long time where we've taken over much of the map. But anyway, moving on. Warsaw is, I think I got it before in some Humble Choice or Humble Bundle or something, but before that it is one that I had on my wish list to check out. It's, I don't really know. I think some kind of like turn-based strategy game, but I think you have to make decisions and you're like leading a little band of resistance fighters in like World War II, like Warsaw, Poland or something. So it seems cool. And Amazon's interface looks a bit nicer than this when you're logged in, but I think it is still pretty bare bones about providing any information about these games. And then there's a lot of like older arcadey looking retro games like old duty shooters and duty fighters and stuff. So there is a lot free right now. There we go. There is a Metal Slug in here. See, I wasn't lying. But yeah, lots of things there. I forget about checking this, but sometimes there's some good titles in there. Moving on to the free Epic Games of the week here. Enter the Gungeon. Definitely, if you enjoy roguelikes and bullet hell type games, check that out. It does have like local co-op that you could play with people. On Steam, you could do like the Steam remote play, but since you're getting it through Epic here, if you get it for free, there is an fast-paced shootery type thing. And then coming up, Hitman. I've still never actually played any of the Hitman games, but some of them look pretty funny. And Shadowrun Collection. If you like RPG games, then that's probably for you. Turn-based RPGs. I played a little bit of one of them. I don't remember, Shadowrun Returns or something, whatever the first one was. And I didn't get crazy far into it, but it was pretty fun. Alright, let's move on here. I'm just knocking all the free games out at the top, and then we can ramble our way through all these other sales or all these websites. So, games with gold, you get Portal Knights, MX Unleashed, biking game, I guess. Never heard of Override Mech City Brawl, but yeah, I don't care too much about these ones, but I haven't gotten it yet. I need to remember to get it before it runs out, but I would like to play Red Faction 2. I've never played 1 or 2, and I know they're very different than Red Faction Guerrilla, which I played a lot in the sequel. What was it? Red Faction Armageddon or something, which wasn't as good, but it was okay. But Guerrilla I really liked. They need to just, like, I know they've remade it, but if they remade it with co-op on the campaign, that would be awesome, because I don't think anything would be more fun than doing like the raids and the defense missions and stuff, and just running around blowing up everything with a friend in co-op. You know, you just load up with your freedom fighter dudes, your guerrillas, and have a co-op there, and you can do some over-the-top things. Like you have to bust someone out of a building or something, and you just, like, I don't know, go off a cliff and crash your car into the building and get out and throw some bombs, collapse part of the building, and take out some guards, escort some prisoners out, have a shootout, and then a, like, high-speed chase getting away. Like, you do some cool things in Red Faction Guerrilla. Alright. Moving on, the Nintendo sales are never very exciting or that much off, but in Switch terms, I guess these are good sales. I'm very surprised that they ported old games, like, I guess just because they have Star Wars now, they're gonna try and, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't really know why. I guess because I did remake them, and I don't know what they did. I did see them pop up on, like, they used to be on GOG, like, and then they popped up on Steam after that, a long time after that. But yeah, I didn't know there was enough demand to port it to the Switch, but it's there. I'm not sure who's paying $15 for it either. Star Wars Racer is okay in Nintendo 64 terms. The Star Wars Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast ones are actually really fun if you get the dismemberment mod, which makes the lightsaber on your enemies and on you if your enemy has a lightsaber, or even just anywhere it hits, it works like a real lightsaber, and just body parts go flying. Like, you don't even have to attack. Like, you could just, if it touches it, you could be doing a flip over someone, not even attacking, and if it just touches them a little bit, then wherever it touches, going off. So it makes enemies pretty much die in one hit, and die in one hit. And it's the best thing ever. I mean, the graphics, it's like Xbox and PS2 era, but like if you actually get the dismemberment mod, instead of just leaving like these red scores, like that would be like arm going cut in half, lost that wrist, head popped off. So that's some of the most fun you can have with a Star Wars game, probably. Anyways, enter the gungeon. That's actually pretty cheap on here. Yeah, I think I had Luigi's Mansion up somewhere else for some reason. But just because I was looking at it, it seemed pretty fun. I always keep half an eye out for like co-op games I can play with my wife on her Switch. Recently, I think we saw it at like IGN like a couple years ago, but Spiritfarer came out. Let me see if it's on here. Just while I'm talking about it, it is not, but we can get it. Just hop ahead. Down just for my sake, I have it all for you guys. But yeah, you like upgrade your boat and you're exploring a map here, collecting crafting resources and enjoying a cute little story about kind of take over the role of Sharon or Sharon. I'm gonna say Sharon. Karen. I don't know. A lot of those sounded like chick names. But what is that Greek mythology where you have the dude escorting the souls across the river Styx? As kind of the premise, except in more of a cute way than a dark way. But it seems pretty cool. She's had that on her wish list for since that IGN thing when they put it on Steam, which I said was like a year or two ago. But it seems pretty cute and fun. It does have co-op with one person playing the cat. So I played that for a bit with her. And yeah, it seemed pretty fun. She's enjoying it. It's it's overwhelmingly positive reviews, and you know, she's throwing that into her rotation of games she plays, which has been pretty much exclusively Animal Crossing, on the new one on the Switch, for months. So that tells you that this has to be good to shake up that Animal Crossing exclusive playing that she's been doing. But anyway, we got War 1 game series, which is just a bundle for Dunn and Tannenberg for $18. You also get the supporter editions, but if you just want one or the other, then you can do that for cheaper. I would say I liked Verdun more, but like, I don't know, just how this game feels. Looks good. The atmosphere is good. You really gotta poke out for a second and be careful and aim your shots very well, because it is like one shot, one kill with most of the guns. Like with a pistol or some of the super low caliber, you might have to hit them maybe 2 or 3, but generally with most guns it's one shot, one kill. And I kind of like that. I like the kind of, I don't know, you'd think that it would have to be a slower pace because of that, but it has kind of waves where you go between like doing a charge out of the trench to attack them, and they do that to you. So it's always moving, and kind of rewards that twitch shooting and one shot kill. No like gimmicks or abilities or anything, which I like. I like it simple and fun. And Dannenberg doesn't have like the trench system back and forth. It just has like capture and hold, and on bigger open maps. So I should revisit that too and see if that has changed. I think I did a couple videos on the channel of Dannenberg and Verdun, but yeah, it's fun. So I hope that there's still a lot of people playing it and supporting the developer. I know they were always doing like historically themed, like planned PvP events and stuff, and posting pictures from that. I think that was that's pretty cool. I never participated in it, but I'm still allowed to think it's cool. Alright. I don't use GOG that much, but I like throwing them into the rotation if they have things that are interesting. I think Renowned Explorers is kind of like an interesting... Is it the one I'm thinking of? Oh, it's actually not. I'm thinking of something else. So never mind. I don't know anything about that one. Not to say it's not good. I remember playing this when it was like free in super early development, like 10 years ago. I am kind of interested to see how it's developed in that time. I don't know if I'm curious enough to buy it, but it was kind of like a hardcore survival thing. You really gotta craft and hunt for supplies and explore, and a lot of things will destroy you. And Finland is here, but you can pick that up if you have Prime for free. So that's cool. And a lot of like roguelikes in here. I think Godbot might be office if you wanted to, but it's just where my computer and stuff is. And has a TV where I did like where I got some new N64 games and then played it on there and recorded it, where the Switch is set up now too. But yeah, I used to have a little bit of room to maneuver VR, but my wife's desk and that's her sewing nook now. She does a lot of sewing. So I'll have to find another place. Don't have too much room for it. But I'd like to. I loved sound boxing on the VR. That was fun and a good workout. You just punch along to different sounds. But yeah, obviously if you're just throwing random punches all the time, you need a little bit of room. Alright. Heading over to Steam for a brief second here for some reason. Got Steam later as well. Okay, that's good. I was just thinking. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is half off. And half off is as low as I've seen that ever go. And that didn't start until kind of recently, maybe this year. It took a while to have that much of a discount on it at all. I haven't played that yet. I'd kind of like to, but I have so many RPGs to play through, so I have a few before I get there. If I get there. Titanfall 2 is like $10. I don't know how many people are still playing it, but I really like the combat and the multiplayer in Titanfall. Both games were really good. I got super into the first one and got pretty good at that. I haven't beaten the campaign in this, but it seemed pretty well made and interesting. And Apex Legends is free, but you can wishlist it now if you want. What do we have here? Focus Interactive. They actually publish a lot of the games I like. Not my favorite games, but they publish some good ones. Like Plague Tale, I always say. That game was really cinematic. The story was good. That was just a lot of fun too for me playing it, and my wife loved watching it, so that's a sign of a good game. Most games she doesn't really care that much about while I'm playing it. But she really enjoyed that one. And she's not really following. I think is Greedfall in here. I would be, I was gonna say I'll be surprised, but I guess I am just going to have to be surprised since it's right there. They're like promoting it as part of it, and all the other ones are. But playing through Greedfall right now, and if she pays attention to a little bit, just like while she's doing other things, maybe she's playing Switch or I don't know, folding laundry or something. She'll gotta pay attention. She just knows they have like their own language for like the native people in there, so she hears the word Renaixi and Onomanawi all the time from some of the characters, so we work that into some of our own random meme jokes that we make. I think everybody makes up their own memes, right? It's just based on shared experiences, really. Not like physically making memes, but just your own jokes. So yeah, that was a long-winded way to say Plague Tale Innocence is good. I wouldn't recommend Deathwing. It seemed like it had potential, but back when I tried to play it, like, no one was playing it. And it still felt kind of janky and with a weird difficulty curve. But I love the screenshots of it. And I love Warhammer 40k, so should know that kind of game genre pretty well and be able to do well with it. I haven't played Technomancer, but I did play Mars Wars Log, which I think is in here somewhere. That was pretty good. Not amazing, but it was an interesting, unique setting. Got your Battlefleet Gothic Armada in here, that's fun. Never heard of Fear the Wolves. Oh yeah, there's that one that I was referencing. It kind of has that mix of like real-time and turn-based combat that was popular for a while, that I do enjoy, where it's like in real time, but you can pause it, and you're not directly controlling your people, you just like queue up some actions for them to do. I think kind of like Dragon Age Origins, or I think of this game, and there's, I don't think it's this one, it's like Of Orcs and Men, which is like a prequel to that in the same universe. Had a very similar one as well, and I do like that system. I guess it's not near, but that game does exist. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I got the name right. Yeah, this one. Let's see if they show anything. This is like, and you see Styx was in there as well. But this one kind of like makes, I think I've talked about it before, but it makes like the humans kind of the bad guys trying to hunt orcs to extinction, and they're just trying to do their thing. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Moving on. Total War 3 Kingdoms. I think the other ones were like, what'd they call them? Chapter packs or something. I think is how they describe the other DLCs, but this I think they're referring to as an expansion or something bigger. Yeah, expansion pack. So I think it expands the map, adds a bunch of like southern China stuff, adds a bunch of factions. Where they're like, whoa, why do they have flamethrower tanks now? That's interesting. They should add like fireworks and types of things like that, because they did use like fireworks on the battlefield as like rockets. I'm not sure if it was during this time period or not for sure, but ancient China definitely did that. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get that and try it out when it comes out. What was it, September 8th or something? 3rd. There we go. Yeah, seems fun. The playable races are non-men factions, I think they're called. Yeah, non-men. I don't know too much about them, honestly. But it seems pretty cool. They seem like the lizard men from Warhammer, if they were humans. Getting the same kind of jungly vibe from them. Alright, I forget if I had mentioned this last week or not. I may have. But the Killing Floor bundle is still going on. I'm not sure how many people are playing the first one, but it's there. I feel like I may have said that before. But I did play Killing Floor 2 recently, a couple times, with some friends, and we had, how many people? I don't know, 5 or 6, I think. Let me see. I think 5. Oh wait, no we didn't. 6. Okay. Yeah, and having like a full group like that was a lot of fun. So, even if you just go up to this tier, it is cheaper than buying the game normally. So it's still pretty good. And then you get all this extra cosmetic stuff, which isn't necessary, but it is fun, you know. You can get that and flex on people with your fancy weapon and character skins. And then I've never played that, but that's a VR game. Which, I don't know. I'm still hoping and waiting that VR games get more interesting and fleshed out. I can't speak to that one specifically, but a lot are like really gimmicky. It's like just stand here and enemies will walk at you and you shoot them. Alright, still on Humble Bundle we have the Asmodee digital sale, which is pretty much all like board game adaptations to computer game. I haven't played a lot of them, honestly, for a lot of my life, I guess. My family didn't really play that many board games very often, and when we did, it was kind of just like, not like all these interesting board games that exist. It was just like kind of the standard family ones, like, I don't know, Clue or Monopoly or Upwards, Scrabble. I think we had a Goosebumps one, themed one. We did have Jumanji. Jumanji's fun. But there's so many more interesting games that exist out here. Lord of the Rings was fun. And I found that a lot of the ones I like actually are kind of like the, what is it? Social deduction type games. Like Resistance or Avalon. Things like that. There's a few other ones that, ones are like Secret Hitler and what is it? I forget the name of the other one. I want to say Skyfall, so I bet that's just a James Bond movie. Is it Spyfall? I think so. I just think those are fun. Where you just have to do some on-the-spot making up of stuff. But I've heard good things about Splendor. I think Scythe is on there. I've played that. That one's an interesting strategy game. I've never played Carcassonne or Settlers of Catan, actually, surprisingly. I'm kind of keeping an eye on this to see how early access goes. But they've kind of made this into like a party turn-based RPG type thing. But it is based on an interesting board game as well, which seemed really thorough and a lot of interesting things in it. I've heard the setup is really intense for laying everything out and getting going on a campaign, but I saw the actual board game on sale. Like, it's normally pretty expensive, but for a pretty decent price, and almost got it, but I don't know how often I would get to play it. Probably not very often, especially if it takes forever to set up each time. But hopefully this is a good adaptation of it when it's finished. I think I saw a Kickstarter or something for a sequel, which is like Frosthaven, which seemed cool. Alright, I wanted to do this one first. So, I don't know if I've seen like a special weekend deal page before, but yeah, there's a lot of good games on sale here. Heard good things about Alien Isolation. Haven't played it, but it seems like a really cool 2014. This feels like it came out later than Darkest Dungeon for some reason in my mind. But yeah, I like Alien and Predator, so I'm always happy when there's good games in that universe. I've played through a pretty good chunk of Prey, and Prey is cool. I like Prey. Also at some like movie theaters, there was like, I remember, to kind of promote the launch of this, Bethesda did some cool events at movie theaters where I didn't actually go. I was trying to get people interested in it, but they played some movies that apparently inspired it. Some cool sci-fi ones, like they had Starship Troopers, which I really like Starship Troopers, or the first one at least, and was trying to get people on board with that, but couldn't make that a plan, and didn't feel like going to see it by myself. But that, they had Total Recall, and they had a few others that they like brought back to theaters to promote their game, which I thought was cool. BioShock Infinite's fun, and a lot of these are pretty good deals on everything. I'm just trying to see what style of game is this even. I'm not getting any useful information from that. Okay. All the BioShock games are fun. Never actually played Deus Ex. Dishonored's fun. That's worth $5 for sure. I think I've heard good things about many of these ones. I've never actually heard of Neon Struct. It has an interesting art style about it. Never heard of Infra either. I like that it just has, I don't know that it always did. Oh, never mind. Okay. For some reason I thought we were still on Humble Bundle. And I was like, that looks like Steam. That's weird that it has a little Steam pop-up with the review. But we are on Steam, so that makes total sense now. I've heard good things about Firewatch and Transistor. So I like that they made a special sale page and broke things up by genre and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And we'll just stroll through a few things to see if there's anything we haven't seen. Hopefully you got Remnant from the Ashes when it was free on Epic. Hopefully you got Troy when it was free as well. But a new DLC came out, so I think they're promoting that with a sale. Rogue Legacy 2 came out recently. I think I put that on my wish list. I really enjoyed the first one. It's a lot of fun to be had. If you like roguelikes, that's definitely a classic that's always kind of been up there with Binding of Isaac and Enter the Gungeons, a newer one, but that definitely shot up to the top roguelikes as well, I feel like. At least in my mind. Hunt Showdown's fun, that's 45% off. Definitely get a couple friends and play that. It's interesting because sound plays a big part of that. You gotta hear footsteps or listen for somebody disturbing some crows or gunshots and try and judge where that is coming from. But it's pretty cool. Frostpunk is fun. Definitely worth $12. Someone recently said that it works super well with the controller, just because all your building is kind of snapped onto a radial kind seeing a third come out. Now there's a fourth one. I think I remember seeing somewhere Sins of a Solar Empire was on sale. There might be a different bundle than the Ultimate Edition, but I'm not sure. That's $70. That is an old game, but I guess you get all the DLC and stuff in there. So maybe that's good. Oh, I saw a Dying Light right before I switched over. I always wanted to try that, but I don't know. I always forget about it and didn't see a sale super good that made me want to jump on buying it right then. Okay, here we go. It's like there's some cheaper individual games besides the collection. That's a pretty good price. The Prime Titan Bundle. Oh, that's just a bunch of skins for different models. Interesting. Arkham Knight, 75% off. The Bonfire 2. What kind of game are you? Is this a little city builder with terrible, terrible reviews? Which is sad because I'm liking the art style here. I bet it's just reviews like had a lot of potential and was unfinished. Because that looks so nice, right? I love the art style and what I'm seeing of mechanics. The design is terrible. It seems pretty clean, but after a while, when you start your second set, you start noticing missing features. That person liked it. This game is a hard wait. Wait and see if they do some balancing tweaks. Five out of 10 mediocre. Too many pathfinding bugs. So yeah, maybe it's something to keep an eye on if they're still actually actively developing it. There's just a lot of games on Steam where they kind of get, they just like make a game and they're just like drop it and move on to something else before really refining it into something good. Like it'll be in early access for a long time and they won't really address many of the issues or make it into something great and just are done with it, but sell it for full price and don't disclose that. But yeah, I kind of like how this game looks. I don't know. I'll probably forget about it, but might be something to look at. Keep an eye on. Once those reviews start heading in a positive direction. I like finding Rise Son of Rome. I really enjoyed this game. I think it has really good graphics and the gameplay is fun. And just playing it for the story is worth it. Well, it's only $3. But yeah, if you like history or that hack and slash combat, a lot of quick time events, maybe kind of like God of War. I haven't played the new God of War, but kind of like a less over the top OG God of War. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. And I doubt anyone's playing it at this point, but it did have some kind of like Coliseum randomized thing at the end. Or not the end, just a separate progression system that you could go through and do and team up with random people and take out bad guys and do different events. That was pretty fun. But yeah, I don't know, I like this game. 2014, dang. guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like or a comment if you did. And I'll see you guys next time.